Tax and spend. Isn't that what the Democrats do best? You won't believe what's in the infrastructure bill, and you won't believe who voted for it. So what is in it? Because we all know it doesn't take 2,700 pages to fix bridges and roads. Quietly tucked into the Dems' Green New Deal, social spending, so-called social justice, and higher taxes. Joining us now to break it all down, Mercedes Schlapp, former White House Director of Strategic Communications, and Corey Lewandowski, Senior Advisor to the Trump 2020 campaign. Guys, $726 billion, $750 billion for pre-K, for childcare. So I'll start with you. Let me start with you, Mercy. Nanny state now, full and official?
Look, I got to tell you, Eric, they're being very, very effective in passing these pieces of legislation. They were able to pass the infrastructure package with, 19 Republicans supporting it? I mean, truly, they are being able to be to pass something that I think is really unfortunate for the American people, because what we're realizing is, just even taking the infrastructure bill, 91% of the spending is not going to roads and bridges. In fact, it's going to the Green New Deal. It's going to the green energy industry, electric cars, monitoring technology for automobile industries. It goes on and on and on. And I've got to tell you, those Republicans, those weak RINO Republicans that voted for this infrastructure package, they just handed the golden ticket to Democrats.
So, Corey, we put two full screens up of those 19 Republicans, RINOs, because it took 2 pages. We couldn't fit them all on 1 page. What's going on here, man? I see the Lindsey Graham. I see 2 senators from North Carolina. I see Mitch McConnell, for the minority leader, voting for this. What are your thoughts, Corey? What's your statement to these guys?
Eric, they're hardly conservatives. And look, some of these people will face the recourse of the ballot box come November of next year, specifically Lisa Murkowski. Look, Donald Trump has pledged that we're going to be spending time in the state of Alaska to defeat Lisa in her primary. She has a low approval rating. And look, the only thing some of these people understand is when they have to go back and tell the voters of their state what's really going on. Many of these people talk a great game back in their state, but then they go to Washington, D.C., and they lie to their constituents. This is exactly the reason Donald Trump was sent to Washington, was to stop the lying, to fight for what we believe in, to put Americans first. This bill does not put Americans first. This puts special interests first, Eric. And look, Mercy has a bunch of kids. I've got a bunch of kids. We're all in favor of pre-K education. We're all in favor of making sure our children have the best education. That said, I'm not willing to mortgage my children and my grandchildren's future in order to do that. So let's get some responsibility back into Washington, D.C., and let's start electing people who are actual fiscal conservatives, and let's throw the other guys out.
$750 billion for universal pre-K. I mean, good Lord, babysitters are expensive these days. Let's, Corey, stay with you for a second. Trump released a statement this morning, and this is great. He says, quote, "Good morning, America. While you were all sleeping, the radical Democrats advanced a plan that will be known as the $3.5 trillion communist plan to destroy America. And don't forget the crazy Green New Deal America. You're being robbed in the dark of the night." I think he's got a good point there, Corey.
Eric, look, we should not be surprised is the problem. The Democrats told us exactly what they were going to do when they were running for election in November. And they were very successful. You know, when the special elections down in Georgia that went to the runoff, when the 2 Republicans lost down there, whether it was fair or not, the Democrats are very clear what they want to do. They want to mortgage our children's future. They told us that climate change was the most important issue facing mankind. You know, of course, climate change is so important that they all took their own private jets to Barack Obama's birthday party in Martha's Vineyard last weekend. So it was so important, including the reports that John Kerry, the climate czar, took his own jet there. But these are minor details. The truth is, Eric, we should not be surprised that the Democrats are spending into oblivion. And now we're relying on people like AOC to stop this bill because she doesn't think it's gone far enough. It should be a shame to the American people that we're praying that AOC gets her way in the upcoming legislation so that we can actually spend only $3.5 trillion.
Yeah, Mercy, they're not even hiding it anymore. They're not even hiding their socialist agenda. They're just showing it full front. Here's $1.2 trillion. The very next day, looking for $3.5 trillion with things like nanny state issues that we've been talking about. Mercy, what kind of communications department they got over there?
Let me tell you, It's called propaganda communications. It's what they do effectively. It's what these big tech companies support as well. And what you're seeing is more and more the fact the progressives have grown in power within the Democrat Party. They're actually the ones that are able to negotiate the terms in their favor. So it is pushing the Biden administration even further left. And as Corey said, these Democrats, they've made it very clear what they're selling. It's going to be amnesty for illegal aliens, more of this border crisis, more of climate change being your religion and shoving it down your throat, and also in moving with this nanny state mentality in terms of trying to fund everything. The problem is we are dealing with consumer prices rising. You're dealing with Biden inflation that some economists have even predicted could go up to 7% by next year. Yep. And so this will impact those American families that are saying, wait a second, my taxes are higher. I have to pay more in food and gas prices. I cannot afford this Biden and Democrat lifestyle.
You know what? Saul Alinsky would be proud of what's going on in D.C. these days. Mercedes Schlapp, Corey Lewandowski, thank you both for joining them very much.
Thank you, and congratulations, Eric, on your show. We're so excited.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.